So that's the first idea, but I want to take this, the whole idea of shleimus, even a completion, I want to take it a step further. We know that God created the world, the universe, composed of two realms, two universes. We have the realm of spirituality and the realm of physicality. It's the way God created the world. And this is really introduced to us in the very first verse in the Torah, very first pasuk in the Torah. Torah tells us that Bereshis bara Elokim es ha-shamayim v'es ha'aretz. Shamayim v'aretz are these two worlds. Shamayim is the world of spirituality. Aretz is the world of physicality. This is the basis and the foundation of the world. This is the very first pasuk. This is setting the stage for the rest of the universe. The goal of the universe is to unite these two worlds. These two polar opposites, these two things that which really seem to sit on opposite ends of the spectrum. Our goal is to, and our mission is to unify these two forces. Unifying these two forces really declares that there's one entity in the world, God. There's one. Even though there appears to be a duality that exists in the world, it's really one. And that's our mission, is to proclaim that unity by melding these two worlds of the physicality and the spiritual. I heard from Ramosha Shapiro, and I listened to his shir, and he gives a shir in Eretz Yisrael every week. I'm sorry?
His podcast.
It's not a podcast. So he mentions another aspect or another dimension of this dichotomy between the spiritual and the physical. And he derives it from the same word, shamayim va'aretz. He says these two words are really derived from other words. Shamayim, he says, is derived from the word sham, there. Shamayim really connotes a destination. The spiritual world is all about destinations, the goals, where you arrive at. That's the spiritual world. Aretz, the world of physical, Aretz is derived from the word ratz, running, the process. The way in which you get to that goal is the physical world. That's an inherent feature of the physical world, is the process by which you reach the destination. Any endeavor, now we tend to think about an endeavor, the most important part is when you complete it. The reality is that you need both parts. The process, how you get there, and the completion, the end. You can't have one without the other. You cannot have the end game without the process, and you can't have the process. The process is meaningless without the destination. They're both part and parcel of the same context. And this is just like the physical and the spiritual worlds. I mean, we tend to think about, well, the spiritual world is really what we want to get to. No, the reality is that both are absolutely essential to reaching mankind's eventual destination. You need to have the physical and the spiritual. The physical has to be part. That's why mitzvahs are all physical, or most of them are physical in nature. They perform the physical body, because the physicality is part of the entire mission that human beings have. So, when one undergoes a process and reaches a destination, so in effect what a person has done is he's melded these two worlds of the physical and the spiritual. It's the same thing. You've achieved, in a sense, the purpose of creation by going through the process, by going through the aretz, and then reaching the destination, reaching the shamayim. You've in fact melded those two worlds together, and that's really, I think, part and parcel of what a Siyum is. It's not just about the destination, about finishing it. It's about the process. And for myself, I certainly know that that's true. Where I've got to could not have happened without the process, without having this, where I thought that the entire project was dead, but reevaluating, coming with this idea of the podcast, all the incredible things that have happened as a result. That's all part of the process. The destination, which was, again, like I mentioned, things that I could not have imagined would have occurred, could not have occurred. The destination could not have occurred without the process. And so for me, the entire journey, reaching up to the destination, is a truly meaningful one. And that's really why all these things are really what I wanted to share with everybody. Give an appreciation for why the entire process and the destination are particularly meaningful for me. And I asked Rabbi Pransky if there's any particular formula. When you finish a Gemara, there's a formula all the Papa's sons and everything. But so I asked him if there was any in particular, if we finished anything else. So he wasn't aware of anything. He said, you can offer whatever brachos you can, but there's not a particular text. So, I'll just end off with a prayer, a tefillah to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that, just as this has been a very profound journey for me, that it continues, and that I have, more surprises along the way. As I've learned, when things go smoothly, it's not necessarily the best result. So that things continue to be bumpy. I don't know if that's a proper tefillah to give. But that surprises continue as I continue this journey. And as I finished one work, I hope to continue many more works of Torah and many more projects which help myself and help Klal Yisrael. Thank you for coming. Continue reading now.
You want to say any mazel tov?
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov, y'all.
Mazel tov. Mazel tov.
First one is Mazel tov. Okay. I think I still have one.
Tape, that's it. No more. Alright, go, Shmuel, you're on.
Right. That was Benjamin has good audio footage of tonight.